Black History Month. If just hearing that makes your eyes roll, let out an overly dramatic sigh, or ready to hit the back button, this video was probably made just for you. By now, you've heard that Black history is American history. Now, if that statement bothers you, then you should probably start to ask yourself why that is. Does it mean you're racist? Of course not. Does it mean you're ignorant? I mean unaware? I mean, you very well can be ignorant in the other sense, but that's your demon to conquer. The point of today's conversation is to discuss the contributions of Black people to the video game industry. If you can't name any Black people that have contributed to this space, well, isn't that the problem? I'm sure we all remember back in the day, our schools used to take this time of the year to sprinkle a little bit of Black history about Black figures, you know, MLK, Rosa Parks, maybe a few poems from Langston Hughes and Maya Angelou. Noticeably missing often are the teachings and philosophies of a Malcolm X or a Marcus Garvey or a W.E.B. Du Bois. If you're one of the few people like me and you read your textbooks or paid attention in social studies, you would think that the history of Black people began with slavery and ended with the civil rights movement. Factually speaking, there was so much that happened before and after those events. Thanks to YouTube, I'm grateful to be able to share what Black people have done since then, especially in an area that I care deeply about, gaming. God damn, what a segue. Let's start with the person that made modern gaming possible. This man's face is on the video game Mount Rushmore, Jerry Lawson. He's the first African American to found a video game development company. That's great in and of itself. What's even more amazing is that Jerry is the one that pioneered the commercial video game cartridge. None of today's video game success would have been possible without him. Some of you youngins probably don't even know what a video game cartridge was. I suggest you look it up. We have it real good nowadays. Another fun fact about Jerry is he worked for a company called Fairchild where he built their gaming division from the ground up. Because there's this little thing called racism, his name does not really get brought up, which is super ironic considering the name of the company he worked for. Really Fairchild? Let's fast forward to the present a little. If you know about Cyberpunk 2077, to be honest, I don't know how you don't. You should definitely know about Pon Smith. Without him, we do not get one of, if not the most anticipated game coming out later this year. If you did not know, Cyberpunk started off as a tabletop game that Mike created, which he is now consulting on Cyberpunk 2077. Pon Smith has more than just Cyberpunk on his resume. He has also created many others like Castle Frankenstein. He is regarded as one of the best game designers because of his other works on games like The Matrix and Dragon Ball Z. He also founded R. Talsorian Games, which is one of the first RPG publishers to embrace desktop publishing. He has many awards under his belt, like Cyberpunk winning the best science fiction role-playing game of 1989 Origins Gamer's Choice Award. Mike, just keep doing your thing. Next up, we have 26-year-old Charles McGregor, who's one of the youngest owners of a game company, and he is the first Black owner of a game studio in the state of Minnesota. His company name is Tribe Games. What's really dope is his father taught him how to program at age 11, and from there he started making his own games. A few years later, McGregor goes on to create the game Hyperdot that catches Microsoft's attention so much, which then bought his company. That is so dope. Now he and Microsoft collaborate by going to various events and promoting the game. McGregor also hopes this inspires the youth of people of color to pursue careers in gaming. We also can't forget about Delane Parnell, who launched a startup called PlayVias at 25 years old, and now it is poised to disrupt the esports industry. PlayVias, which is an esports league that gives high school students the opportunity to virtually compete for a state championship. Before turning 18, he acquired his own cell phone store and bought 2 other stores. His company is on its way to becoming the largest Series A raised by a Black-owned consumer internet company. Next, we have EA's senior product manager, Laura Teklemariam, who is one of the few Black women in the gaming field. She leads EA's engagement, targeting and advertising suite of enterprise products, where her team builds core technology for all EA games. Prior to working for EA, she led the developer tools efforts for a $100 million mobile advertising tech company, Tapjoy. She worked for numerous Forbes top 100 companies and worked at Microsoft, where she led the technical and marketing analysis for Microsoft business partners in the Southern California region. The last one we are going to discuss is Lisette. She is a video game artist and designer who has worked for Backbone Entertainment, EA, Ubisoft, and currently works at Double Fine Productions. She is also a member of Blacks in Gaming, a nonprofit group that provides networking and collaboration opportunities for African Americans working in the gaming industry. Lisette is also involved in Black Girls Code and Girls Who Code, which is another nonprofit group which aims to support and increase the number of Black women in computer science. Woo! All right. Folks, that's all for the history lesson for today. I'm sure with further research, we can find other Black people that have contributed heavily to the gaming industry. I think it's important to acknowledge those who rarely receive the praise they deserve. If you've done great work and you continue to do great work, you should be recognized. So to those Black individuals, I thank you. For those who aren't Black that don't get shouted out as well, we recognize you as well. Thank you guys for watching. You already know I'm Kenwall. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Remember, I have an Instagram where I post daily gaming news all throughout the week. _Kenwall, link in the description box below. If you guys enjoy the music, go follow my boy King Cross. Thank you guys as always, and have a good one, guys. Be safe.